What kind of supply chain issues have you been having during the pandemic, and have you had to change any of your logistical protocols in order to sort of work around these supply chain difficulties?
You know, it's a great question, and we've been very focused on managing deep through our supply chain, and we've been in the fortunate position that we haven't seen any real interruptions in our ability to deliver our products to our customers, and that's even despite a surge in demand above what we had expected. So we feel like our supply chain can continue to perform and allow us to deliver our products, and we are seeing some benefits just in a lower commodity world right now to our logistics providers and things like that. So we've been very focused on making sure that we have the capacity available, and we're also seeing some cost benefits come into the business as well.
You did have a long-term 15% operating margin target. Some analysts had figured that was a little aspirational already. What is that now? What is your target for operating margins, Philip?
We still are focused on 50% plus gross profit margins, and we're well on track there, and that's what the team has been focused on as well.
Okay, you mentioned that you have had to make some changes, but that there might be some advantages as well. Can you maybe let us know what those advantages are? What's become cheaper for you in this environment?
Absolutely. So we have advantages in how we're able to service our customer. Again, Casper really pioneered this omni-channel approach, and what we're seeing with a business that's as dynamic as Casper is that we're able to move our operations and our capital allocation based on wherever customers are shopping. And that's why we've seen real strength in our digital business. We've also seen marketing expenses come down. So we're seeing great benefit to customer acquisition costs within our e-commerce channel. And we're continuing to grow our business, which allows us to drive costs out of our supply chain. With oil being where it is, we're seeing real benefits to logistics costs that we had. And so throughout the P&L, we're seeing our ability to continue to drive our path to profitability, and we're pleased with where we're positioned at this point throughout 2020.
Now, like many businesses across all industries these days, you've had to prune and trim. You did unfortunately have to cut a fifth of your corporate staff, and you've now closed essentially your operations in Europe. Philip, do you anticipate any of those jobs here in the US coming back or looking at Europe again sometime in the future? When might that be?
You know, we do take the approach of plan for the worst and hope for the best, and so far demand has been stronger than we had anticipated. We're very conservative with how we approach the business. We did reduce our corporate payroll by 21% earlier in April. We also took some additional costs out and announced that we were exiting our European business. And right now we're looking at overall consumer demand, and we've been pleased with it. We're excited to reopen our stores and get our retail employees back to work, and we'll look at our overall pace of hiring as we learn more and as the year progresses, and we're still hiring at Casper, and we'd love to continue to build the team here.
Philip, there's a lot of chatter these days about the concept of discounting and how much of that should go on in the coming months as retailers get back to business. How much are you depending on discounting? How much do you want to be depending on it going forward?
You know, discounting is a part of the playbook for our industry. It's a part of the playbook for Casper. It's something that I think we've been very focused on testing for a number of years now, and I'm sure discounting will be a big part of the industry and our playbook going forward. I will say, though, in this environment, strong brands win out, and strong brands don't have to match discounting, and I think that's something that will bode well for Casper. And I also think that you're going to see discounting throughout a lot of retail, but the stronger retailers who can provide what customers are looking for, which is a great digital experience, a great brand, and great products, will have strength throughout this period.